Greetings, I am Akiva Kenny Segan. I am with a 1977 etching and aquatint, hand-colored with watercolor, that I made while I was a senior at Southern Illinois University at Carbondale. My edition records book from my old etching years, which were 1975 to 85, state I did it while I was in an independent study class with Herbert Fink, or Herb Fink, who is now deceased, a well-known American etcher, printmaker, and draftsman who had taught for many years at Carbondale, SIU, and had also been chair of the art department for some time as well. I had done a sketch, according to my notes, outdoors in plein air of a small bridge which had collapsed somewhere in the countryside near Carbondale. I had gone on the excursion with a then art department professor instructor named Dan Wood. I have no idea what happened to the sketch. I don't even remember it. So I hand copied it to a zinc etching plate, did the etching. My notes say I began immediately hand coloring. My notes states, remind me much of Joseph Stella's Brooklyn Bridge paintings. Also looked a lot like a section of a Ferris wheel to me. I can see the Ferris wheel. I have to take a look at some Joseph Stella paintings. I haven't looked at any either in the original in museums or online or in any of my art history books in many years. There were I'm not sure how many proofs were printed. I didn't come anywhere near to completing the planned edition of 100. I have info on about a dozen proofs, which were mainly in the individual home private collections. One proof was sold by Irene Mahler Consulting in Seattle to an RH Reel company. I just looked them up on the internet, phoned this fellow who is retired, and he's going to, he says he has the etching somewhere. I should send him a photo, which I'm going to do. It's funny, 30 years later, that purchase was made in 1984, but he still has it, and it's framed. Another proof was a gift, the only one in a public collection, to the Illini Union at the University of Illinois. It was a thank you gift from me for the exhibit. They had a solo show of my work. I have to check what year. It might have been sometime between 1981 and 83 is my guess, of about 20 or 21, 22 etchings, which would have been shipped to and from Seattle. There were also another 10, 15, 20 proofs which were purchased by this fellow from Murfreesboro, Illinois, named Larry McAtee, who had heard about my work from somebody. This guy was a born salesman. Not that this work isn't a beautiful work of art, naturally, hey. But he sold every proof I gave him, so I printed all these proofs, hand-colored them. I think he gave me $15 each. It wasn't any more than that, and so I'm assuming that to this day there are people in southern Illinois or around elsewhere in Illinois or elsewhere, wherever people have moved to over the years, who have proofs of these. Now the ones everyone else has were printed vertically like this, which is how I preferred it. My notes state that the ones that went to Larry McAtee that he sold were printed, that they were signed horizontally like this, and at least on one of them I had painted watercolor in the sky area in blue. Otherwise, with this one sole proof I still have, it is vertically, which I prefer much more in terms of dynamic composition.